people say, when are you going to make syrup? And it's just when Mother Nature and the Creator want to give out their syrup, their sap, so you can make syrup.
Bonjour, lead Indigenous cause. I'm gonna tell you a story about the Bayfield High School Alted Sugar Bush.
But when I was a young kid, I used to go over here. This is Little Sand Bay. Over this way is Eagle Bay, where our sugar bush is. And I went there from the time that I can remember, 8 years old, 10 years old. Used to have to walk up in the woods and tap trees, and they stayed there. They lived there for a month at a time. Took enough food and they would go in and they'd cut wood and tap trees and make maple syrup. But we use big iron kettles. Nowadays everybody's got maple equipment made out of stainless steel pans, and they got a big thing underneath. My sugar bush, that we got 55-gallon drums that we cut off and we burn out, and we boil that way for many years. It takes 45 gallons of the sap in the springtime to make maple syrup.
Well, it's who we are as Anishinaabe people, by carrying on our culture and believing in what we do, and just making sure that our next generations are able to continue on with it.
It's not just collecting the maple syrup that's important to me, it's getting out in the woods. You know, getting the kids out in the woods. You know, too often today kids are stuck inside all the time.
We're out here today identifying maple trees.
There's a lot of old legends and stories about where this sap came from. And it said at one time that the syrup came right out of the tree. But then all the people were just found underneath that tree drinking that syrup. They weren't working, they weren't getting their things done and collecting their firewood. And so that's why we have to work hard to do this, is so that we can appreciate that syrup and that sugar that we get from there.
Hopefully it just keeps going on. I mean, in the end, it's all about the participation of the children and the families.
I believe the future of this tradition will carry on, with the teaching of the young people, even from the ECC. This tradition will carry on. We get some of these young people, they want to just take right over already, and they're only 4 or 5 years old.
I would also just like to express that and say miigwech to the students at the Bayfield School, the families, our community, the Park Service, and the town of Russell for allowing us to be able to come out with our children here and tap and collect it. So, miigwech.
I don't even hardly eat the syrup. I give it away because I'm too sweet already.